Hi everyone, this is a quick how-to video on how to set up and play a Kahoot, which is very similar to your smart response clickers or just any kind of really quiz game where the students can participate and select an answer and see how they're doing against their classmates. So when you start to set this up, you're going to go to kahoot.com. You're going to need to sign up for the first time, add in your role as a teacher, and you're going to want to use your educational email account so that it's free for you. It's going to ask you for a player name or an account name. That's relatively straightforward. Once you've done that and you're into your account, you've got a couple options, and I'm going to start with the advice to search for what already exists and not reinvent the wheel. The easiest way, in my opinion, is to just look up some of the information from your textbook that you're using and the chapter number, because that's the exact same content, and you might have a teacher that's already done something really great and might save you some time. The nice part about it is that when you duplicate it for your own purposes, you can then go back and edit their work. So if you don't like a question, or if you want to mess with the way that some of the options are written, you just click that duplicate button. Then it's going to take you to your Kahoots, or kind of the place where they save the ones that you're using or creating. You just click that continue editing button or the edit button right here. And it's going to allow you to move around the order of questions. So by clicking on these several dotted lines right here, you can kind of move the order of questions. You can completely get rid of it. You can change how long the students have to answer it. Or of course, clicking on that pencil means that you can change the image, reword the question, reword the answers to your liking. So I'm going to close that out real quick and go to another one of mine just to, actually, I'm going to show you how to create a new one. So if you don't have anything out there that you like, you're going to click this bright, we're in my Kahoots tab right now. Click that bright purple button. Most of you are probably going to use this as a quiz, but if you want to do it for a discussion or a survey, obviously tinker around with those. I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible. It's going to ask you for a quick, title and description, and then the audience. So obviously this is for a school, and then OK Go is up here. So of course, the first thing we want to do is ask a question. And then you can manipulate the amount of time that students have to answer it, whether or not it's worth points. You can add images from PowerPoints or other files that you have. And then, of course, you need at least 2 options. So you can do a true false on this one if you want to, but of course you can add more. And then click the check mark right next to the answer that's the right answer, of course, and then move on to your next one. Keep going until you feel like you're done, and then click that save button. You can play it right away. You can share it with other people. If you've got other teachers on your content team and you know their player name, then you can share it with them. But you always have those options, of course. I'm going to look at one that's done already so I can show you the teacher view and the student view while you're playing. Let's look at this guy. So when you go to play it, there's obviously what the teacher is going to display, and then what the students see on their screen. So as a teacher, you're going to log in, you're going to go to My Kahoots, you're going to scroll down until you find the actual game that you want to play and click that play button. What's going to happen is, for you, the teacher, again, displaying this for the students, you have a couple options. Number one, they can play one-to-one, where each student is on a Chromebook or an iPad, whatever. Or you can do in team mode, where you've got 2 or 3 students, or however many you want, that are sharing one device and agreeing on answers. You also have several options down here. Do you want to randomize the order of the questions? Do you want to show the podium and show how students are doing against each other after each question? Help yourself to messing with those. Doesn't really matter. So once you click team or classic, it is eventually going to give you a game pin. Again, this is the screen that's being displayed for your students by the teacher. And then this is what the students are doing. So the students are going to go to kahoot.it, and then they're going to put in this game number. Once they do that, it's going to ask them for a nickname. Obviously, we want our students to be careful, and it's going to remind them on the screen that you're displaying not to be stinkers with their nicknames, but of course. So eventually you're going to have several players here. All of their player names are going to be listed, and your student's device is going to remind them that they're in and ready to play. So when you're ready, you click start. Again, the student's screen is telling them to get ready. The teacher's screen is telling them to get ready. It shows them the question first and gives them time to read the question. And then it puts up several options that are designated by color and shape. So let's say as a student, I'm on the screen over here, I decide that it's blue. As a student, it tells me that I'm right. It tells me how many I've gotten correct in a row and how many points I've earned. But it also tells the teacher on this screen how many students have selected each answer. That's why this works as formative assessment. Because if I have, half of my students choosing red, I know that I've got confusion there and I might stop here or I might go back and reteach. This is not on any kind of timer. You click next when you're ready. So if you want to stop here and review and reteach, you've got plenty of time to do that. When you're ready, you click the next button. It's going to give me my podium if I've chosen that. So your top 3 students and their scores are going to be listed here. This is where you get that nice competitive edge that your students usually have some fun with. Click that next button. Again, this is your student screen. They've got to wait and they've got to read that question. Then their options show up and let's say they choose yellow. This is, again, I've gotten that one wrong. It's telling me which 2 would have been acceptable answers. And then as the teacher, what I see is that none of my students are getting the correct answer right. And, they're choosing this one. Well, why is that? What do I need to go back and clear up? And then, of course, you get your leaderboard. You can end it whenever you want. You can play it as many times as you want. Hopefully that's helpful. Obviously, you all are welcome to shoot me an email anytime you need help with this. Thanks for watching.